Thrashing is their business, and business is good. It's Suicidal Angels' brand new record, Profane Prayer, released March 1st. When I pick up a thrash record, I don't expect it to reinvent the wheel, and that's totally fine. But this record feels a little diluted for what I know this band is capable of. There were definitely some kick-ass thrasherpiece moments, but I need way more of that if you want me to come back for repeat listens. Give me all of that thrash goodness, and I will be back. Suicidal Angels' Profane Prayer is a 2.5 out of 5 skulls from me on Overkill Review. Devastator, Conjurers of Cruelty, March 1st on Listenable Records. It's black thrash from the UK. This is their second full length. Highly, highly recommended for fans of Hellripper, Venom, Midnight. You get the drill. Exhorter, Defectum Omnium, March 8th on Nuclear Blast. These are the OG undisputed kings of groove metal, and they're back with a follow-up to their 2019 comeback record. This new lineup features Pat O'Brien of Cannibal Corpse fame, and of course, one of my favorite vocalists ever, Kyle Thomas, is still at the helm. Give it a rip. Lock up your daughters and wives. The Masked and Deadly Midnight are back with their latest offering entitled Hellish Expectations, released March 8th on Metal Blade. Are the songs better than the early shit on Complete and Total Hell and Satanic Royalty? Probably not, but the performance, specifically the drumming, production, hooks, and vocals are all as good as they've ever been. All that taken into consideration, I'm giving this one 3.75 out of 5 skulls right here on Overkill Reviews. Skeletal Remains, Fragments of the Ageless, March 8th on Century Media. This is the 5th record from these Southern California death metal underground staples. Their first few singles are sounding rad. The album artwork is insane. And if you like Pestilence, Gorguts, and Asphyx, this is the band for you. Lotharo, Chasing Euphoria, March 15th on Atomic Fire. It's melodic death metal with sprinkles of power and thrash in this female-fronted Canadian powerhouse, and they are ready to take on the world with their second full length. There's already 5 music videos released and tons of tour dates announced, so go check these dudes out. And if you dig Arch Enemy, Unleash the Archers, you like that intense shit with all the Judas Priest sensibility, this one's for you.
Skeletal Remains just released Fragments of the Ageless last week, March 8th on Century Media, and I'm talking about it with you now. The absolute reality of Skeletal Remains is they make solid, dependable records. They'll serve you well. It's just any sort of curveball or twist is not really going to be in the cards. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, they do always get on base. And if you're looking to moneyball your record collection, I mean, it's a solid addition. I give it 3.5 out of 5 Toyota Camry skulls because, like, you know, dependable. Toyota Camry, very reliable car. But Derek wants you to know about Nimue by Darwin. It's a concept EP about the Lady of the Lake. He says it's an interesting take on post/atmospheric black metal. And Traverse the Balak by Scala is a concept album about hiking in the Scottish Highlands. Post-apocalyptic-y stuff, one-man band, atmospheric, epic, progressive post-metal of the highest order, uplifting and joyous. And if you don't want to be uplifted, I have 2 downlifting suggestions for you. Molten's Malicide on Transylvanian Recordings came out last week, March 6th. Very cool piece of extreme metal with a absolutely awesome album cover. Holy hell. And then Death Thrash feels like it fits well with Skeletal Remains. So Eternal's Cryptic Lust comes out on Raw Skull Records this Friday, March 15th. Of course, after we talked about the first, we've got to talk about the second Ultimus record. It's Epic, out today, March 15th on Season of Mist. Is it a bad record? No. Am I ever going to listen to it over the first Ultimus record? Also, no. It could be a cool middle point on the way to something interesting in hindsight, but as of now, like I said, not really going to listen to it over the first record, so I can't really give it anything over 3 out of 5 cowboy hat skulls, and boy, David Vincent probably won't like that. If you've watched this much of this review, I assume you like blackened death metal. So in addition to Ultimus and Necrophobic, I've got 2 more blackened death metal records coming out today. Had It, Metaphysical Engines approaching the event horizon on I Void Hanger Records. Holy hell, that's a lot of words to get out. Can the next album give me fewer words? Yes, Murgang and Duvall. That's it. It's an independent release, also coming out today. Two great, wildly different black and death metal records to go with Ultimus, and dear God, Necrophobic in the Twilight Grey is amazing.
That was the Shredtastic lead single from the speed/power metal titans Dragon Force's new album called Warp Speed Warriors, out today, March 15th on Napalm Records. Throughout the 10 songs, Dragon Force showcase why they have stayed relevant and been a force to reckon with for the last 25 years. Their songwriting and shredding capabilities are still top tier, and this album is a proof of that. Therefore, I'm giving Warp Speed Warriors a solid 4 out of 5 skulls here on Overkill Reviews. Alright, before I get into the albums, I'd like to give a special shout out to Mats Eriksson for sending me his new brutal, funny, and epic book called Death, the Antidote to Misery. The book is filled with many references to legendary metalheads, stories, and jokes that are geared for metalheads, as well as some epic metal and dark art. Check it out. So then, first up, I got the self-titled album from none other than the mastermind who created Emperor. This is Ishan with his 8th full-length album, released back in February 16th through Candlelight Records. Throughout the 11 songs, this Norwegian black metal legend flexes his symphonic and progressive muscles and gives us a solid record that showcases many sides of Ishan we have come to know and love. Next up, I got the Belgian death metal maniacs aborted with their 12th full-length album titled Vault of Horrors, also out today, March 15th, through Nuclear Blast Records. This is a 10-track horror movie concept album with a special feature. The feature being that every single track features a different vocalist from a different death metal band. I don't think it's ever been done before. Alright, get a load of this. We get Bendur from Shadow of Intent, Francesco Paoli from Flesh God Apocalypse, Johnny from Angel Maker, Steve Morris from Despised Icon, Matt McGuckey from Scriptopsy, Jason Evans from Ingested, Hal from Blasphemous, Oliver Ray Ellerin from Archspire, David Simonak from Signs of the Swarm, and Ricky Hoover from Obsulfur. Last but not least, I got the Swedish black and death metal band Necrophobic with their latest album In the Twilight Grey, which also came out today, March 15th, through Century Media Records. This being the band's 10th full-length album, fittingly it has 10 songs in total Necrophobic fashion. 10 solid slabs of riff-driven, melody-ridden barrage of what they do best, with a flurry of tasty vocals, relentless drumming, and blistering solos to boot. Necrophobic are not showing any signs of slowing down 35 years into the game, and they often have catchy and memorable songs in each of their albums, as well as some experimental songwriting that should please fans looking for a variety. Definitely worth repeat listens.
Let's get into it with Dodsrit's latest album, Nocturnal Will, out March 22nd, 2024, on Wolves of Hades. I love everything about it. I love the clean tones. I love the solos with the clean tones. I love the raunchier, more distorted tones. I love the production. I love the level of experimentation. I love the punk elements. I love the melodic elements. I love the black metal. They slammed it out of the park. Definitely a top contender for my album of the year. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. So with that being said, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 skulls on Overkill Reviews. Shout out! Toronto's Blackened Death Doomers Ischemic are dropping their latest release, Condemned to the Breaking Wheel, on April 5th. If you're into the world of loud, heavy, dark, and bleak, and really vulgar sounding, I say that in the best way, vocals, you're gonna keep your eyes out for this one. You're gonna listen to this. It's great. Then I have Bristol UK's Uzlaga drop the album Depth Dweller on March 1st via Intertitle Recordings. Uzlaga is a one-man black metal project that borders that line between raw black metal and some atmospheric elements, except there's a very prominent notion to energetic, fun, upbeat noise. So if that's your deal, make sure to give this one a listen. Then I have the raw black metal project Minima. They are from Greece. This is their new full length that comes out on March 20th, similar to Uzlaga. It's a one-man project, but it's definitely more on that noisy noise level of things. And I saw Minima back in Manchester in November, and I had a blast. So it was a great show. Check that thing out.
Hamferth just released, oh god, your guess is as good as mine. Man, Goofs, Hond, or Sturk, maybe, who knows. March 22nd, Metal Blade Records. Strap in, there's going to be a lot of that today. I've been loving listening to it. I've been loving to go back through Hamfair's catalog too, and it's got me anticipating the next one. I can't wait for it when it comes in what I assume is 2030. But hey, if you're only going to release 2 albums per decade, this is certainly how you do it. Just a complete journey of an album. Everything sounds impeccable. There's no wasted time. There's no wasted space. Once again, a one-of-a-kind band has released a one-of-a-kind record. Great stuff. No complaints. I love bands doing this. I love bands being like this. This is what we should be encouraging metal. So very encouraging score of 4.5 out of 5 skulls. The very bottom of the depths. 2 more records for you that fit the sea theme. Ooh, Mastiff, Deprecipice on MNRK Heavy came out March 22nd. It's a sludge record. The album cover features, hey, look at that, a man falling into the ocean. How perfect. And then we've also got Lad, who released Beneath as an independent release on March 20th, and it's black metal at the very bottom of the ocean. There you go. Look at that. 2 perfectly fitting records to go with this. This is what your boy does for you. They're one of my favorite bands, so of course they're Death Doom. Yes, Coffins are back with Sinister Oath. It came out today, March 29th on Relapse Records. Coffins are a band I love. Yes, they can be repetitive, but I'll never get tired of their ooghs, no matter how many times I hear them. And you do hear them a lot on this record, so good news, oogh fans. This does feel like a really strong attempt from a band to put out a record that they can feel lives up to their decades of reputation. If only I could get out the scissors, it would have been 10s across the board. The overall feeling the album leaves me with, though, is one that I do want to go back. And it's great to have Coffins look and sound this professional. So I'm giving it 4 out of 5 Oni skulls. I'm happy. What more can I ask for? I got 3 more records for you that you might want to check out of the death metal but fused with other stuff kind of persuasion. First, Endless Lost, Traversing the Mephitic Artery on Nuclear Winter's Records. Came out last week. This week, we also have more Coffins. It's a storm of Coffins, so it's fitting that supergroup Coffin Storm is releasing Arcana Rising today on Peaceville, and you've got Hate Force releasing Systems of Terror on Closed Casket Activities. I back all 3 of those, so you can get those. Let me know down in the comments below. Are you a big Coffins fan? Have you loved them for years like I have? Are you new to them? Did you check out this record? Let me know down below.